Ladies and gentlemen, new rule for the rest of time, for the rest of existence on this godforsaken rock. Stop pre-ordering video games. I know. Everyone's been saying this for years at this point. How many bad, broken releases do we have to get screwed over by before we stop giving them money before they actually make good on the promise that they're selling us in the marketing and all the hype? Starfield is what we're talking about here today. It's been out for over a year now. Actually, more like 13 months. It's had a lot of time to fix a lot of issues. It has even released its first full-fledged DLC with Shattered Space. And I'm a little bit of a dingus, and I did pre-order the $90 or $100 version or whatever, the premium edition that comes with the DLC. Spoiler alert, I'm an idiot for doing this. Not only is Starfield included in the PC Game Pass Ultimate, whatever it's called, that I am a subscription of, so I just didn't need to buy the game anyway, but in this full year that it's been out, not much has actually been fixed. This game is still pretty broken. Did they finally crack? Did they finally give in and add a vehicle to make the so-called excuse for exploration slightly more tolerable? Sure. Did they fix some of the super basic low-hanging fruit glitches and bugs? I guess. I don't know, I can't really tell. Have they added a built-in mod menu, kind of like what you've seen in Skyrim or Fallout, called Creations? But it's really just an uninteresting, glorified microtransaction store for bad, tiny, shitty side missions? You bet your ass they did. And even with some of these creations, like the unofficial patch, which if you are a Fallout or Skyrim fan, you know that these unofficial patches fix a lot of things. Even with that and some other quality of life, the game's still broken. Here I am, still crashing multiple times per hour of gaming. And that's really all it took to get me to make this rant video instead of a happy, positive video like I was planning on. My goal was to come back to this game after over a year. I spent an admirable 70 plus hours in my first playthrough, didn't get into New Game Plus, wanted to hold off on that and explore more of the side missions, more of the factions, eventually the DLC, which obviously is out now. And yet, here we are, same shit, different day, as the saying goes. And I understand PC gaming introduces numerous variables. Computers are complex compared to console where everyone's running the same build. Theoretically, I could have some drivers that need updated, some weird software stuff, but I don't know, man. I update my stuff pretty frequently, and I've got a beast of a computer sitting next to me. It's a 7800X 3D 4080 Super. I don't know about you, but I expect one of the best gaming computers that money could buy to be able to run a game that looks like it came out in the mid-2010s. See that? What about that? You see that? What about that one? That's not my recording software. That's not me faking a crash. These are real crashes that happened in only a few hours of me trying to check out this game again. Emphasis on trying, because I didn't get very far. Again, I was hoping to come back and make a positive video. Everyone bitches and moans on the internet these days, and I kind of want to avoid just being that guy. But I can't. I can't avoid it here. The game has twisted my arm. Bethesda has made it impossible not to be frustrated and pissed off at this gaming experience. I was hoping to see improvements over a full year, a year and a month development time. I was hoping to see that they've listened to the community and implemented some things and make, a DLC worth playing. Expand, get in depth, give us more locations, more stuff to do. But we still have an empty, boring planet with empty, boring missions and not much to do. This was Bethesda's opportunity to prove that they were listening to the community. Especially with the marketing associated with this DLC, it kind of looked like they were. But yet again, we've got a situation where despite the marketing, despite the trailers, all the hype online, the final product does not live up to said hype. So unfortunately, my hope not coming true anytime soon. It's just disappointing. It's so disappointing that I didn't even make it more than a few hours into this DLC. I just can't. It's so boring. I don't have that much free time as an actual adult to just sink hundreds of hours into games that are not worth my time. I could grind through, put my head down, and finish this sad excuse of a story, or I could watch someone on YouTube summarize it in about 3 to 5 minutes, because that's all long it takes. It's not in depth. It's not worth your time. I'm simply not going to spend countless hours exploring desolate, boring planets just because they gave us a shitty dune buggy. And I'm not going to spend countless hours exploring another set of bland, dull missions just because I accidentally paid for it through a bad pre-order decision. No, instead, I think I'm going to wait. Give them more time to cook. Honestly, maybe just uninstall and never touch it again. That's probably not a bad option either. Look, ultimately, Bethesda doesn't own me shit. Furnace, I'm just a guy. I'm just one out of millions, maybe billions of gamers on this planet. They don't personally owe me anything, but I don't owe them anything either, right? So they should probably get used to having a lot less money out of my wallet if this is how they're handling their games and their projects moving forward. Elder Scrolls 6, good luck. I hope I'm proven wrong here, but my hopes, my expectations are in the dirt with this franchise, with this company, with their ability to produce experiences in gaming that live up to what they've done in the past. I wanted to love Starfield. I really did. I'm not just saying that. Fallout in space, maybe Skyrim in space. It's a fantastic premise. And we all know that it could have been a 9 or 10 out of 10, just a knockout. It could have been a game that people on YouTube like myself are praising for years, decades, like Skyrim. But instead, we're going to be bitching and moaning and complaining for decades because it's Starfield. And it's bad. I just can't continue to lie to myself the way I've been. I know it's not an awful game. I know it's not a 3 out of 10 or something. It's not the worst game in the last couple years, but it's not as good as it could have been. I can't keep telling myself that it's okay for a game like this to have the hype that it had, to make the promises that it made in the marketing and all that stuff, to get all the pre-orders that it did, for it to just be what it is. This game is disappointing, and I'm tired of pretending it isn't. There's redeeming qualities there. Here and there. The gunplay is fine. Some of the quests are okay. Some of the loot's genuinely fun to collect and get more powerful. But throw it all together sloppily like they have, again, it's just disappointing. All in all, Starfield certainly isn't the game that I or many people thought it would be. And it certainly isn't the game that it has the potential to be. I'm just going to be honest here. I think that sucks worse than if they had just not tried it all, stuck with what they knew with Fallout and Elder Scrolls.